When I tell you I'm calling Cap, I am calling Cap. As Terry McLaurin just spoke to the media, and when I heard what he had to say, I said, bravo, Terry. That's some great cap that you speaking right now. Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody, man.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries, like... Stop saying my name, you dick rhyme bastard.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We on the Washington Commanders live stream. Did you miss me? I was literally just live like 20 minutes ago, and I was like, should I make me a video about what's going on, or should I jump right back on live? And I said, you know what, Slim, why not? Get right back on live so we can get your instant reaction in the comment section, as you're going to get mine here now, because I'm telling y'all, I am calling Cap. From what I just heard from Terry McLaurin and from that media, I'm going to play it. Give me a second to pull it up here. I don't believe a word that just came out of Terry's mouth. I think Terry McLaurin's representation is telling him all the right things to say, because you telling me you ain't hit nothing from the Commanders in over a month. Come on, Terry. Let's be for real. Dan Quinn just came onto the show like a couple weeks ago and said that him and Terry has been in conversation the whole entire offseason. Come on, bro. Y'all ain't hear nothing from us in a whole month in regards to the contract extension. That is just top peer agent speak right there from what we just heard from Terry McLaurin. The ball is in the red zone, according to some other people in the media. This right here for me kind of just shows you they're going to do whatever they got to do to get the deal done. Whatever it is, whether it's talking about how you don't feel value. Come on, Terry, you the face of this franchise. Before Jaden Daniels arrived here in Washington, you was the only one that we had. So you damn sure felt valued. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's why I just go to say, man, this is just agent speak right here, bro. I don't think for a second this is how Terry McLaurin truly feels. If it's in fact real, and Washington has not talked to Terry McLaurin in over a month, and whatever may have you, whatever he's saying, like if that's true, then that's a different story. But I have a hard time feeling like believing that that's the case with this new regime. Had this been Dan Snyder and the old regime, I could say, okay, you know what, this may possibly have some validity to it. Could be, but not this regime right here. I think Terry McLaurin's agent told him this is one of the few times that you're only going to make a public appearance until you get your contract extension. So go out there and say what you need to say to make it seem like, you know, you ain't getting the proper love, the proper gratitude, and you know, valueness that you feel, so we can get this thing done. I'm telling y'all, bro, we've seen this story too many times. How many people genuinely feels like Terry McLaurin feels unwanted here in Washington? Come on now. This man has been through so much with this organization, from quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. And how many times has he stepped to the podium and said that he wants to be here, he loves to be here, and stuff like that. When you heard Terry McLaurin speak today, I couldn't help but hear, like, I just heard straight agent talk. Like, I didn't hear, that does not sound like Terry McLaurin to me from what I just heard when he stepped to the podium today. That just, I don't know, man. Maybe give me a second.
Turn this down here. I'm trying to get the
I'm trying to get the clip here. Give me a second so I can play it. Here we go. All right. So we got the clip pulled up here. Let me go ahead and close this out. So we have the clip pulled up here now of Terry McLaurin and what he or let me go back right quick. Probably had to finish downloading. Bear with me, guys. Give me 1 second as we're trying to get this up for you all. Yeah. Let me see. So we're getting this clip pulled up here as it's loading up. Let me read some of the comments here in the comment section. Yo, HTTR prods. He says maybe he hasn't heard anything. Maybe it's been the team, the reps. Scurry Terry's getting too greedy. Nah, man, this is just agent speak right here, bro. Like I ain't really tripping. Like I ain't nervous or scared, but this is what they all do, man, when they're trying to get that new contract, bro. So here is what Terry McLaurin had to say when in regards to the contract extension or lack thereof. Let me go ahead and pull this up here.
Rolling around. Are you happy, not happy? What's going on?
Yeah, I've been pretty frustrated. I'm not going to lie. You know, everything that has transpired up until this point has just been disappointing and frustrating. You know, I've wanted to continue my career here. I've created my life here. You know, my wife and I have bought our first home here. So this has been somewhere where I've always wanted to be. And, you know, just to see how things have played out has been disappointing. Obviously, I understand everything's a business, but at the same time, like, you know, I want to put myself in a position where, you know, I'm valued and, you know, I feel appreciated and things like that. And, you know, unfortunately, that hasn't transpired the way I wanted to. So, you know, I'm just trying to take things day by day. And,
you know, I think it's kind of.
Now, Scary Terry McLaurin. I'm calling cap, bro. I know you don't truly feel like that. Not the person that was the face of this franchise for so long. I'm telling you, bro. Terry doesn't feel like this. It's his agency. It's telling him, go say this, go do this to make it seem like the Washington Commanders organization is in the wrong. They're not treating you right, blah, blah, blah. So you can not only get the bag out of them, but also drive up your contract talk because other teams are then going to want to be interested in potentially trading you away. Trading for you, I should say. That's me. That's me, bro. That's what I think. Now, look, I could be wrong. And it could be something that is true in terms of him not being in contact with the organization this whole entire month. But like that's hard to believe. For an organization that plans on being successful, for an organization that plans on competing for Lombardis, plans on building the best team for not only now but the future, you really think they're not in conversation with the player that's going to help them reach that goal? With one of the players that's one of the borderline faces of this franchise? Come on now. You think Josh Hurst really going to allow Terry McLaurin to walk away? Come on now. Like this is agent speak, y'all. This is agent speak. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it, though. That's truly how I feel about it. I love the new Redskins themed alternates. We need red ones in addition with white ones. It says, what is your favorite color? Pants with the red jersey. I like the gold ones. The gold yellow ones are my favorite ones. Sign a contract. $33 million contract for Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin will get paid, y'all. He'll get paid And I think this is just something that's going to get, that's Terry is doing to get his paycheck, bro. That's all it is, y'all. That's all it is, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Burgundy yellow reminds me of RG3, yeah. But let me know what y'all think about this, man. I'm calling cap, bro. I don't think Terry McLaurin is truly frustrated. I think this is just coach speak, agent speak to get the contract out of the team. But what says you down below in the comment section? How are y'all feeling? Let's read some of y'all comments and thoughts on this contract extension if he is in fact upset. Let's see. High Fever says, "What's up, Juan? What's good? I think it's more of a time frame issue versus money. He seems legit hurt, like he hasn't been carrying this franchise for years. If they're trying to shaft Terry, then they ain't never paying anyone but JD." I mean, I see that. I see where you're coming from with that. Like, I do feel like that too, though. I'm just thinking from the standpoint of like it can't. This is not true. Like I don't think the position is truly moving that way. But if it comes out later down the line, like Terry truly isn't getting, valued and they're trying to get over on him. If that is legit true, then I think that's where some people are starting to look at the organization sideways and Adam Peters. But I just don't think that's true, bro. I don't think that they'll truly let a guy like Terry McLaurin's caliber walk away, bro. Like I have a hard time believing it. Man, Terry looks sad. Yeah. This this definitely raises my panic meter from 4 to 10 to 7 to 10. Mm, yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm still like, this is not what I wanted to hear, but I just have a feel. I have a good feeling that this is like I just don't feel legit. Maybe it's because I'm true tied to this new organization ways, and I feel like I've seen how agents have tried to do this in the past, but who knows? Proof is in the pudding. They should have locked him up already for what he meant to the franchise and for the fan base alone. How to say the black and old gold helmets. Who is the old gold woo? The matte black helmets, the burgundy uniforms. The defense is still a big question mark. Hopefully they can match the pass rush issues with a lot of blitzing. I definitely agree with that. I definitely think the pass rush is definitely piss poor at this point. Maybe Jacob Martin turns into something. Maybe Dorrance Armstrong could, turn up Cleveland Farrell, but maybe Frankie Louvu gets a lot more action, as I've been alluding to all season long about him getting more action at the pass rusher position. But we'll see. Why couldn't they just pay my glorious Terry already? They will, man. I still feel like they will. Can we at least slow down Saquon Barkley when we play the Eagles? I hope Terry does get his money. He do get his money. He was with me. He was looking kind of sad. Yeah. I think it's just all an act though, y'all. I genuinely do. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna get down soon. Thoughts on special teams? I think the special teams unit is pretty solid, especially with guys like Tyler Owens, Nick Ballore, obviously still all pro Revo, Tress Wayben, the punter. I think we have Percy Butler. We have a very, very good defense in terms of special teams. Now, kicker, I don't know what Gay is going to look like this upcoming year. That's a question mark that, hopefully is answered, and we don't have to go now a whole nother cycle like we did last year with Austin Seibert and obviously Zane Gonzalez, and prior to that, we at the beginning of the year thought we had it figured out with Brandon McManus and stuff like that. So outside of the Gunners and the defense, the quick kicking game is definitely a little bit concerning. The kick return game I think is figured out with Jalen Lane, punt returner, and I'll have Luke McCaffrey as the kick returner. I'll run it back from his average. Yeah, our running back room is solid. It's average. It's definitely average. Hopefully B Rock will turn up this year. Hopefully you're right, one, but we know Terry ain't a liar and he always keeps it real. Y'all panicking for real. This is a lot of more complicated deal than just not paying him. Pay Terry, man. What are we doing? Lane should return both punts and kicks. Possibly, but I think he'll have a bigger impact on the offense. So that's why they don't want to have him, return kicks and punts. Terry McLaurin, individual Samuel, and Jay and Daniels. What makes a real good trio with Michael Gallup and quad duo. Doug says thoughts on safeties. Don't know much about hers. I like Kwame in that free safety though. I think our safety room definitely has a room for improvement, but we have a solid group. With a guy like Will Hurst that can, in my opinion, be a much better Jeremy Chin with a higher ceiling, and you got him on a cheaper deal. Quan Martin, Joe Witt Jr. speaks about him highly. Joe Witt Jr. says he holds him to him being the best cornerback room or best safety uh in the NFL standard. That's where he holds him. And obviously behind him, you still got Jeremy Reeves, who could potentially find a spot on defense, and Tyler Owens and some other guys. Maybe Fentrell Cephas makes the roster this upcoming year. Who knows? But the safety room is definitely solid. Definitely there's room for an improvement though for sure. Chestway got a better completion percentage than the fraud Rain Dakota Prescott NC Championship. Nah, for real. Juan, will Connolly Jr. be a stud at right tackle this year? I think he'll be a stud for sure. I think he'll be a stud. I think the offensive line has an opportunity to be top five in the league. Definitely. I definitely think he has a top five chance to be. Offensive line has a top chance to be top five in the league. You obviously have Connolly coming in right tackle. Hopefully, Cosby back healthy. Tyler Biotis, one of the better centers in ball. Left guard, Brandon Coleman, and then obviously the big trading of Laramie Tunsil. I think this unit will be special. I do. Javon Kinlaw, everyone says was a major overpay. We'll see. Of course, on paper it looks like an overpay, but we don't know yet. A1 was good, Slim. Are we keeping Scurry Terry or not? I think so. I definitely think we're keeping Terry McLaurin. I'm not saying that I don't think he has any type of feelings. If this is in fact true, I definitely feel like he could be hurt, but uh but I feel like his agents speak, man. Super Bowl Indoor Stadium, is that going to be the name of the new RFK site? And what do you think? Let me know. Well, first of all, we got to get the RFK site, figured out, right? Like at first we thought it was all ups and away and it was about to get done, but then now we got something holding up on it. So we'll see. I think they'll keep the name RFK. I don't think it's gonna be called Super Bowl Indoor Stadium. Is it going to be the name? Is this going to be the name of the new RFK site? I think they're gonna name it like new RFK or something like that, or something at old RFK. Something like that to keep the RFK name alive. The NFL should have Super Bowl at Northwest Stadium. Nah, that's not gonna happen. First of all, it's outdoors. Second of all, that the Super Bowl is too big of an event for it to be in Landover, Maryland, bro. How would you rank our coaches from North Turner to Dan Quinn? Well, you gotta think. I started watching ball, really understanding ball was probably Mike Shanahan. So it's easy for me to say out of all the coaches I've experienced, Dan Quinn would probably be number one already. I mean, I did like Jay Gruden's offensive scheme. Felt like if he had a defense, we probably would be a playoff team because we were basically a playoff team with him when he was here. Ron Rivera probably the worst one out of all those guys because man, that regime was terrible. Mike Shanahan was a Super Bowl winner. definitely came with his son's offense, Kyle Shanahan. So maybe he'll be number 2 or before Dan Quinn. But in my lifetime, those are the only coaches I've experienced, honestly. Joe Gibbs definitely is number 1 for sure. Definitely number 1 for sure. Shanahan wasn't bad. No, he wasn't at all. Red Sparrow Stadium. No, they ain't gonna do that. I think they don't want to bring nothing that's Native American-y back because they know the NFL doesn't want that. So that's why I personally don't think that the name RFK. I mean, not RFK. That's why I personally don't think the alternates was anything Native American. I know everybody wanted to spill on the helmet or nothing like that. They can't go back to anything representing or imitating the Redskin logo or the Native American because the NFL ain't gonna let that slide, man. Shanahan wasn't bad. Mike Shanahan was overrated. John Elway and Terrell Davis carried him. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna actually make a video on this topic as well, so stay tuned for that. That should be posted around 6:00 p.m. I just wanted to come in and jump on here quickly to talk about that. I think Terry McLaurin is agent speaking right now. I'm not saying his feelings aren't involved, but I definitely think agent speak is taking over. I think Terry McLaurin still will get paid, and he's doing everything and saying all the right buttons and clicking all the right buttons to make sure that happens. So that being said, let me know what you guys about this video in the comment section down below. Stay tuned. A little bit later, I'll be making a video at about 6 p.m. is when it should be dropping on this same exact topic. We'll go more in depth in detail in this. So y'all have a safe one. Be easy out there. Like, comment, subscribe, donate to the GoFundMe to help me get a new computer if you're able. I'll catch y'all later.
Ballin' like I'm D-Sean, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.